Hi, it's Simon here from WizeUp. Today we're going to look at uploading data into WizeUp. What you have here is a list of data in this form that you would see inside a spreadsheet. This would then have to be converted into a pipe delimited file so that you can load it into our system. Let's start by explaining the different fields you have here and what options you have around them. The first field here is the store ID. We use this to do store analytics. If you have no store ID, you still need to have this line here, but you need to leave it blank. Second, it's the customer ID. We always need a customer ID if we want to do customer analytics. Third, we have a transaction ID, which all of these fields, by the way, can be anything you want, just as long as they marry up so that the same customer has the same ID. We don't care what the format is. Next is a date field. Here we do care about the format. As you can see, in this case we're showing a format where there's leading zeros in front of both. Our standard system doesn't process this. It expects no leading zeros in these dates. So it would expect for the first date here 7/1/2016. Here we'll explain within the system how you can adjust to handle that. The next column is the amount of the purchase or the transaction. We again just expect a number here. We don't mind if it's got more decimal places than 2, which obviously doesn't make sense in some countries but might in others. Next, we have a quantity field, which is how many items were purchased to total the amount. Next, we have a subclass, which represents a grouping of products. So in this case, someone has bought a road bike. The specific product, or as we talk about it, article, was a Road 650 black. If you're interested, by the way, the data we're showing you here is from the AdventureWorks database. It's one that we use for demonstration purposes. At this stage, we will go and have a look at what this would look like as a text file before we upload it. Back again. Now we're just going to quickly show you what this looks like inside of a text. The key thing is that we use this pipe delimiter to separate our various columns. So whilst you can call this a CSV format, as it's commonly called, which is comma separated, we use pipes instead of commas. It's important. If you don't use pipes, you use something else, you'll need to change some settings. We'll show you that next. Now let's go into the WizeUp system and show you how to actually do the upload. Now we're inside the WizeUp platform. We've just clicked upload to upload your files. The next step and first step for those people who want to use it is you have to select a file group. For most people, there will be a default file group created, which is the only one you want to use. Next, we need to add our files. So let's just quickly go into our test, pick a nice file. Once it appears, we click upload, and there we go. Now we've reached a stage where that file is available. As you can see now, it's created a link. These files that you've uploaded, although they're the same one in this case, you can access them both if you're interested in retrieving the information you've uploaded. That data is available for 1 day. Next, now that they're at this stage, they're going to get processed. One other thing we want to talk about quickly is if you've got things like dates in different formats or headers. One of the other things we allow you to do is edit the format of your upload. We don't let you change everything, but we do let you change some of the more common issues that you'll face. Firstly, by default, we use the pipe delimiter. You're welcome to change this to anything you like. Let's say we want to use the comma like most other people. Next, we have different date formats that are allowed. Down here at the bottom, you can see that we describe a few examples of different date formats. let's say that we wanted to use the format that you saw in the file. We could do something like this: all year, month, day. That would be year, month, day with no spaces or slashes or dashes in between. Then we can choose whether or not to include a header record. And lastly, for some systems, they will put quotation marks around all fields, and we allow you to choose that. Once you've done all of that, you can click Save. We're not going to make that change. We'll click Cancel. At this stage, what you can do when you go back to the main screen is you can look at your messages. This is useful for you to understand what has happened to your upload. Once our upload is loaded, we run some basic checks immediately behind the scenes which try to check the format of your data. As you can see in this case, and in all the other cases, because we've been uploading the same data and testing, it tells you clearly the name of the file and gives you an indication when it was done. And it tells you, up here it says it was okay, and it's all in green, which also indicates it's okay, and finally tells you how many rows were processed and how many rows were erroneous and were not loaded. 4 errors out of 7,000 is a pretty good result. If this number is bad, we would suggest that you then go back and try and load it again. It will then show this rather than green as in red, and that'll indicate that you've had too many errors and we wouldn't accept the data with confidence. So that's all you need to know about uploading your data. Behind the scenes now, for most people, it will be getting processed and analysed, where you can then go over to the Analyze section to view the results of all your analysis. Of course, that might take anywhere between half an hour and an hour, depending on how large and complex your data is and what other people are doing at the same time. That's the end of our upload process description. Thanks for watching. This has been Simon from Wise Analytics.